In this video, we're pulling over here to the side of the road to ask students what potential hazards are in this area. We're asking this question as if you're still driving down this road. In fact, when you go on the test, they're going to ask you this question as you're still driving on the road. But just to kind of go over what potential hazards could be here. Um, First of all, there are no sidewalks here, so that's a separate hazard than the pedestrians themselves. Pedestrians in general are a hazard. Um, there could be cyclists here. The hedges and trees make it harder to see what's happening, not only around the bend in the road, but who's backing out of a driveway. So driveways are a hazard. The bend in the road is a hazard. Intersections up ahead are a hazard, and oncoming traffic is a concern of ours. Anything that you don't like as you're driving down this road could be considered a hazard if it's making it harder to see, or it's obstructing your view, or that it could be moving. So the sun glare here again is not really doing us a favor here, casting dark shadows on the road. Um, and so when you go on the test, they want to hear at least five answers. You don't have to make sentences, you can just say the words. In fact, you don't want to be too wordy with your response where you're distracted with that and then your speed drops as you're driving on this road. So try to maintain your speed when they ask you this question. And this should be what you should be thinking about anyway as you're driving. You're constantly scanning your environment and trying to assess what potential hazards could be presenting themselves up ahead. Um, Now, sometimes people say stuff that doesn't really constitute as a hazard. For example, they'll say telephone pole or fire hydrant. These things are not a hazard per se. It's things that could somehow impede your movement. So if someone's backing out of a driveway and you don't see them, or someone turning in front of you out of an intersection or oncoming traffic. So things that pertain to you as you're driving down this road, not so much like a telephone pole, right? If you saw garbage cans on the side of the road, then you could think, well, there might be a garbage truck up ahead or approaching me or somewhere in this area, so that could be a hazard. But for example, a squirrel crossing the street is not really a hazard because we're not necessarily going to suddenly stop for that squirrel because it's unpredictable to the car behind us. But if there's deer in the area, yeah, that's a hazard because an animal that size can pose a serious hazard to us.